I think it's about time to cop some matching rollers. We're sitting in the back seat every time we roll it. I think it's about time that I up the price. I think it's about time that I up the price. I think it's about time that I up the price. Cause the shit I'm putting out, it ain't nothing nice. The shit is incredible, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I am Leo Sunfire with Black Portal Power, where the Black experience is a center for expression, conversation, education, and enlightenment. Open your mind, free your soul, for the portal is always open.
That's my squad.
Welcome, Black Portal Power listeners. We are back today, and I have a special treat and a special guest with me. I am going to introduce this man because he has been an inspiration to me, whether he knows this or not. In the change, I witnessed a change in him directly, and he brought me back to something that was very familiar to me before, but really got me into knowing myself in this area again, and that's cultivation. I'm introducing Soul Chaser.
Yo, what's good?
Everything is good. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to tell the listeners about yourself a little bit. Give them a little feedback on who you are, what you're about, Soul Chaser.
Yes. Originally, I'm born and raised in Manhattan, New York. Moved out here at the age between 6 and 9. Just recently started back into growing my own food, because I saw a shift and a change within the people that I don't like people handling my food.
Me either. I feel you 100% on that.
That's pretty much it. I'm just an average, regular guy, just out here trying to make a living like everybody else.
Yeah.
And want to help feed my people.
So cultivation. That's the name of this show, is Cultivation. I wouldn't call him regular, because he definitely went from just talking about it to being completely about it, and I witnessed it. It was dope on so many levels for me, because I've always been into growing plants. I definitely like eating healthy and getting things organic, if that's a possibility. That's a thing. And I watched him literally go from the mud to something beautiful. Watching, and when I say he was trying to figure out the best route to this success that he's experiencing, and I witnessed it, and it was so profound to me. So I wouldn't call it regular. I just say you're a dope individual.
Well, that's not my goal to be.
You should be. Shit, ain't nothing wrong with you experiencing the God in you. That's what that is.
That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Is,
experiencing the God that is within you.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna define cultivation. And because that's what I like to do, is just give you a little information about what this really means. So etymology, it says, of land. To till, prepare for crops, raise or produce by tillage. To inhabit, to frequent, practice, respect, to lend, guard, and move around, dwell. teach or refine to be discriminative in taste or judgment. That's cultivation and etymology. So you can cultivate land, and you can also cultivate people and things. So I gave you a little background of what that means. Give us some more information about what you know about this and where it began for you.
Well, for me, it started taking my purpose out of Genesis 3, verse, I want to say 17, where after Adam and Eve ate the fruit, God gave them specific commands that they would have to live by. And one of them was man was never supposed to stop tilling his food from the ground. That was one of the, I guess you could call it punishments, a pretty easy punishment at that, that God would no longer grow food for man. Man was to work the field for his food. So I'm just trying to return back to that and my obedience to God, not letting, someone else dictate, what I eat and how I eat. That the foundation is always in God and in Christ.
Okay, so how did this begin for you personally in your life? As far as, did you see this growing up, or is this something that you just decide to do now at this point in your life?
Well, it started with my wife. She wanted to lose weight, and I said, well, okay, if you want to lose weight, then I'd probably say the best way to do it would be to grow your own produce. And she started to do it, and I bought everything she needed, but she's not the kind of person that's gonna follow through with something.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
I don't think she grew up with the experience of being a gardener. And then when I talked to a brother of mine, he kind of opened my eyes to show me that, this was something that I have done, my whole life. When I moved here, my mom had a garden, and she would grow, her own herbs and own medical medicine as well. And that's kind of where it all started for me. And then as I grew up and moved out on my own, I got a job for a produce company, and I noticed the shift in how people was handling other people's food that they may not know. And so it just became a thing of just relying on God and having him be the source of my organicness.
So you said something about your mom doing medicine. Did she do it with herbs?
Yeah, she used to grow her own aloe vera plant.
Yeah, very familiar.
And she would grow her own mint for tea and just stuff like that. She's always been organic.
Okay.
She goes to get
so it's in the blood, huh?
Yeah,
genetics.
It's something that stuck with me all of my life. And recently, when I had to get surgery at the hospital, that's when I realized that I need to go back to being organic.
Okay, that's heavy. I definitely have a background in it. My great grandmother always had a humongous garden where people would actually come and get food from her, buy food from her when it was time to harvest. It was amazing as I've gotten older to understand what she did. Now I just had fun with it when I was a kid. Now sometimes she made me work and snap them peas. That was the worst. That was the worst right there. I hated them peas because that was an all-day job for a kid. You know what I mean?
Yes, it definitely is.
So, but we had to, learn how to pick greens. First of all, identify the different greens that, we was gathering and pick them, then clean them and everything to get them ready to be sold from whomever that was coming to pick them up. And then my father also, on my grandmother on my father's side, she also did gardening as well, but she was not as into it as my mother's my great grandmother was.
Right.
But my dad definitely, he took the torch and ran with it too, and he taught me all kind of things about it. Gave me a blueprint on what to grow, how to grow, and when to plant, when to pick it up. Yeah. So I needed the land to be able to do this with. At least I thought in my mind I did.
Right.
But you can figure out different ways. You got hydroponics that you can do.
Yeah.
You can also just do them in pots or whatever. Yeah. But get you a garden. Get you some. Cultivate, get some organic shit going on in your life so that it is just, it makes a new you. When you put your hand in the earth, the dirt, it just changes everything. I know some people don't want to get their nails dirty. Ladies, stop. Touch the dirt. It ain't nothing wrong with touching the dirt. Put it in. Get your hands dirty a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that so I have a little background as well, and it's awesome to hear that you were exposed to it at such a young age. I think most of us, in the Black community, were exposed to something like that. If not being a part of it, in general. But we may not have had the foresight to understand the importance of it until we start experiencing things within our own lives. So
exactly.
Yeah. So what you think about that right there?
Yeah, that's 100% true. When I started this, my research, I found that I did not run into a lot of Black people who are doing this. I would probably say 98% of my research all came from white people. So white people are actually ahead of us to a certain extent when it comes to this, because they never stopped doing it. We, on the other hand, got lazy and complacent. So we kind of playing catch up at the moment.
I agree. Well, that's one of the things about our communities. The urban core is considered a food desert. It is lacking produce, natural, fresh produce. Is lacking, the access to just facilities where you can get produce and things like that from it. So they call that a food desert. I mean, you have restaurants or fast food chains in the area for you to frequent, because you got to eat something. So that's, most people, I'm a little lazy when it comes to this, because I don't like to drive to go get food. So I usually cook, So, but if you have to travel to get your food, you shouldn't have to travel 10, 15 miles to do so. And most of the time, if you live in the urban core, that's what's happening to you in your life. I mean, you got to go a long way to get something fresh. And then I don't know if you want to call it fresh if it's in the city. I mean, you gotta save a lot. Ain't nothing wrong with save a lot either, don't get me wrong. I ain't talking about save a lot, but that's not a really, they don't really carry a lot of good fresh produce like
Correct.
You can find at a Hy-Vee or a Hen House or a Price Choppers, and I'm just talking about our area. But you go to the suburbs and it's plentiful. You got grocery stores everywhere where you can get fresh produce. And so it's time for us to get back to cultivation and get back into understanding whence we came and make sure we get back to that. Our ancestors are talking to us, letting us know this is a very vital part of this. Like you read, what was that? Genesis what?
Genesis 3, from verse 17.
Yeah, so you gotta till the land or your pots or your hydroponics, whichever one. But get that cultivation going, get that organic in your body. And if you have children at an age or where they're impressionable, teach them, because once it's in them, they'll never forget. Just like Soul Chaser and I remember it, they will too.
Yeah, because my youngest son has seen me doing this, and he volunteered. He wanted to jump on board as well. He ordered his own seeds and everything.
And there you have it. We have to take a break. And you are listening to Black Portal Power on BSB Radio. Cheer.
I got soul, I got grace. Had to throw away the self-hate. Staring all my demons in the face. Moving on divine time, a nigga never late. Follow my fate. Had to learn life ain't a race. Slow down, slow down. I'm trusting the process of my pace. I call upon my ancestors, cause I need you. We healing every night and day, and they see it. Yeah. Then the sky raining blessings down, I'm receiving. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Ooh, 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 yeah. Focus on the present moment, in the sunshine, glowing. All of my energy potent, all of my energy flowing. Shedding my light on the darkness, sacred the path that I'm walking. I'm back in my bag and they know it. From conception I knew I was chosen. I'm destined for greatness, but had to let go of entitlement. Used to be so impatient, dwelling on why these labels ain't signing me. Watching everyone else, and my head drawing up these comparisons. Neglecting my health, the road to them riches was blinding me. Open your eyes, taking the light. Stressing too much gon' lead to your demise. Made up my mind to sacrifice everything keeping me from higher heights. It's time to let it go, so I can spread my wings. Give the divine control to unlock my ultralight beams. I got soul, I got grace. Had to throw away the self-hate. Staring all my demons in the face. Moving on divine time, a nigga never late. Follow my fate. Had to learn life ain't a race. Slow down, slow down. I'm trusting the process of my pace. I call upon my ancestors, cause I need you. We healing every night and day, and they see it. Yeah. Then the sky raining blessings down, I'm receiving. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Ooh, 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 yeah.
I found the answers within me. Infinite knowledge ascending. Had to be mindful with magic. I spell with the thoughts I imagine. Moving with faith, look in my eyes. It's a stargate. Infinite space and time. Wake the mind, shake the pride, embrace the tribe. You can't compare a girl to ascension. We all learning different, no path to be driven. Experiences all side of the prism. Elohim, I am him, I have risen from the depths of the ego, a sinner. Constellations show me that there's more to life. Communication, charging up blue appetite. Remember the reason I became an artist. The love that it brought to my life had to blossom. I'm going through changes, the love of a father. Heart light as feathers, no feeling is better. Flow in my state, nimbus clouds of forever. Love every measure, these bars never let up. This is a note and a promise to always stay true no matter what I accomplish.
I got soul, I got grace. Had to throw away the self-hate. Staring all my demons in the face. Moving on divine time, a nigga never late. Follow my fate. Had to learn life ain't a race. Slow down, slow down. I'm trusting the process of my pace. I call upon my ancestors, cause I need you. We healing every night and day, and they see it. Yeah. Then the sky raining blessings down, I'm receiving. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah.
And we are back, and we are talking about cultivation of the food, the land, the mind, the body, and the soul, baby. And with me, there is Soul chasing souls today, y'all. He trying to get y'all to understand to fix yourself.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So I want to introduce you to 3 types of cultivation. There is substance farming, and it is the self-sufficiency farming in which the farmers focus on growing enough food to feed themselves and their families. There's intensive farming. It's characterized by a low fallow ratio, higher uses of inputs such as capital, fertilizers, pesticides, and labor. And then there's home farming, and this includes terrace farmings and gardens. So I don't know what category that you fit in with that. Can you enlighten us on that?
Probably the last one.
Okay. The home farming.
Yes.
Okay.
Most likely the last one.
Okay.
I'm doing most of mine in pots.
Okay.
Because where I stay at, it's not actually my house, so I don't want to tear up, someone else's property.
Hold on, pause. Tear up. You gonna add too, but I understand what you said. It ain't yours, so you gonna move on. I got you. I
want to be able to, if I do leave, to be able to take my food with me.
There you go.
Because I've transformed my back porch into a refrigerator at sorts.
You did.
So
I've seen it.
When I take the food out of my indoor refrigerator, I'm taking the food out of my outdoor refrigerator as well.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Not very many people can say they can do that, nor say that they can do that. That is beautiful. So what do you plan on? What are your plans on moving forward with this?
Hopefully, my goal would be that I could get some land somewhere and grow bigger, and then eventually open up like some type of membership where people can come and do their organic grocery shopping.
A membership, or you want to open up a supermarket kind of deal?
No, I don't want to open a supermarket.
Okay.
I want to keep everything right outside where it belongs. I want you to be able to walk in, grab some Sears and cut whatever you need.
So you want them
from the plant.
Yeah, you want
Right
them
from
to
the
get
plant.
it right there. That is dope. And it is written. He spoke it, is written. I believe that's going to happen for you because that's what you desire. It is written.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So that leads me to cultivation of people. So to cultivate a person is to improve or foster the mind, the body, and etc. As by study, education, or labor to give special attention, friendships, hobbies, or to bring culture to a person or society. So basically, it is the first introduction, I apologize, meaning to plant a seed. You either gonna put it in the dirt, the ground, or you're gonna put it in the person. So cultivation of a person is for them to, for one, have a thought process, and then plant the seed, which is the first action towards that thought process. Again, Soul Chaser, I watched him do it. He said he was going to do it, and then he did it, which is what we all need to learn is the most important thing about evolution is speaking it and then putting it into action. That's cultivation of a person. So if you see this in someone, but what they're actually wanting to do, what they're thinking that is something like he just spoke. He wants to do what would you call it again? I apologize for not
organic garden food membership.
You hear that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddess, a membership. That means you're going to have to come cut this yourself. I'm going to point you to where they at. But come over here and you're going to get this yourself.
That's right.
And it's done by membership.
That's
so
right.
This is going to happen. So you just look out for it and find out when it takes place. Soul Chaser will keep us informed of when it's gonna happen, and then we'll go from there. And you grow things with water, with love, with words and light.
Most definitely.
And attention. So I don't know about everybody else, but I talk to my plants. Some people think it's weird. I don't. I mean, call me weird. I don't care.
I talk to mine too.
Well, see, that's communication. You know, plants just respond and they be singing back to me. You know, we be like putting out some beats with no bars. You know.
I mean, it's funny because if you look at where man originated from the dirt.
Yeah.
And that's where we're planting seeds. So, you should talk to your plants because we got something in common.
I mean, photosynthesis, is that what that's called?
Yeah.
We all rely on the same things to survive.
Most definitely.
They rely on us, and we have to rely on them to survive this earth. And Gaia has definitely, provided all of these things. Since we are the inhabitants of this earth, here, let me give you something to help you be great while you here.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. So also for cultivating people, it's adding value and purpose, and having purpose is essential. It helps them to stay inspired and progressive and positive for others that the same cultivation that is stagnated for some others I just said that I'm wrong. For others, that same cultivation is stagnated by fear of failure. FOF. So if you are afraid to fail, you will never begin to grow.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, and that's what keeps most people from experiencing their greatest version of themselves, is because they're afraid to fail.
Most definitely.
If I bump my head a lot in life, I don't know about everybody else. I'm gonna ask you, how many times have you bumped your head because you just said, I'm gonna go on and do it. I don't care if it looks good to everybody else. I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Well, I mean, that comes with the package. I mean, you're gonna fail. I mean, but the thing is to not give up, because
that's right.
As Jesus put it, you're supposed to finish the race. So, yeah, it's not easy. But I find that the closer organic you get, the easier it becomes for you. It's just a matter of sticking in there and staying with it.
That's right. I mean, the purpose for to just go out there and just experience life, if you don't try, you won't ever know what you could have done or could have been. That is definitely the Christ spirit in all of us. It should be that we have to continue to just be one with whom we are, and just go out there and experience what life has to offer us. J.K. Rowling said, "It is our choices that show us what truly who we are, far more than our abilities." So if you're making choices that lead up to your success, so in other words, if you're thinking and you're making decisions to cultivate either land or someone or within yourself, you definitely don't need the abilities right away, though that sometimes come with the travel, with the journey that you get on, and that choice is far more greater than the abilities that you need to produce. And then the enlightenment of our true God nature will heighten our abilities to become producers of all things. So you don't have to already be ready. I shouldn't say that, because I think if you stay ready, you don't have to ever get ready. But you don't have to already have the abilities to be your greatest version when you first begin your journey. So
very true.
Yeah.
I look at I take my cue from Moses. Moses was already organically prepared to do what God had him to do. God just had to go talk to him. So I know with me, when I got out of the hospital, that's when I had to really take self inventory. I just sat down and had to look at myself in the mirror and figure out, who am I? And that's where it really started for me, is trying to figure out who I am. And I realized that that's the dilemma with a lot of people in this world, is they don't know who they are or who they were created to be. So once I figured that part out, the rest of it became pretty easy, because if I look back in my life, I have nothing but bookmarks that show me where God has placed, where on the path that I should have been taking, but I decided to take a different path.
Okay. So you saying that it was your choice to take the journey that you were on versus the one that...
No, it is.
Okay.
No, it was not my choice. It was most definitely, it was God's choice, because if I had it my way, I most definitely probably just be like everyone else. I wouldn't be looking into being organic.
That's dope. That's dope. I know that's true for me as well. I mean, I definitely have been led to on a different path than most, and I'm thankful. I'm very grateful for being who I am and what I am, because it's opposite is it is for others to understand where I'm at in my life and what I do, and it sometimes even is a frowned upon, because they have lack of understanding of those things. It has given me a free spirit, a free mind, a free life to be the greatest version of myself, the God in me, the G-O, that's the capital G-O-D, all caps, baby.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely where it led me to. So I completely understand what you just said, and I think that's amazing that you see that within yourself, and no one had to point that out for you. You accepted and received that, within yourself, because a lot of people won't, even if they see it, they may not be able to identify what that is.
Right.
Yeah,
that is definitely the key, is getting the answer that you need.
And that's cultivation of people. I mean, growing yourself, your purpose, and then pouring it out, all of that energy and knowledge to those around you, is cultivation. Journaling your thoughts without inhibitions, journaling your ideas without conclusions. Revisit your journal a day or two after you put those things in your journal, and then cultivate the thoughts by putting energy into them. Actions, whether big or small, just put one foot forward to make it work for you, to take action and start something growing.
Most
Cultivate
definitely.
yourself.
Yep.
We have to take a break. You are listening to BSB Black Portal Power on BSB Radio. Cheer.
Looked at myself and connected the dots. Metatron's Q can't be put in a box. Remember them days I was cooking a wop. Slaver for pennies on corporations. I'm shining down on my sun gon' be set. Passing down whoops to my ass, they up next. Yeah, swear every day they gon' know that they blessed. Yeah, living in body, make God in the flesh. Up in the nighttime, my eyes wide. Rise in the morning on my grind. Can't let no earthlings waste my time. Hop in a spaceship, then I fly. Up in the nighttime, my eyes wide. Rise in the morning on my grind. Can't let no earthlings waste my time. Hop in a spaceship, then I fly. Land on the moon, don't need NASA, no. Stick that red and green flag in the Astros, though. Indigenous races going international. God-given right to travel, though. Passport tatted in these copper-colored natural tones. Original, it's a rap for clones. I'ma crack the dome. and let the rainbow waters wash all over my face. Baptized by the gods, no, I can't follow your faith. Solitude for my soul. Stepped away from all the chatter, had to lock in my zone. My space is sacred, elevating minds inside of my home. Planting seeds across the land to eat the fruit that I've grown. Yeah. Solitude for my soul. Stepped away from all the chatter, had to lock in my zone. My space is sacred, elevating minds inside of my home. Planting seeds across the land to eat the fruit that I've grown. Yeah, up in the nighttime, my eyes wide. Rise in the morning on my grind. Can't let no earthlings waste my time. Hop in a spaceship, then I fly. Up in the nighttime, my eyes wide. Rise in the morning on my grind. Can't let no earthlings waste my time. Hop in a spaceship, then I fly. The gems and we ran the test. I'm ready for ascension. You have completed your trials, yes, but one last mission remains. Your greatest adversary awaits you at the door to the next dimension. You.
And we are back, and I am here with the soul chaser. He's chasing souls, and I'm right behind him, tagging along, running, chasing them.
By the grace of God.
Yes. So I want to I asked the soul chaser a question on break about his mom being a cultivator of herbs and understanding the benefit and the power of these things, and she is what he considered her a herbalist. So do I. I'm a herbalist. I mean, we got something in common, my man. But yeah, I have for many years have taken plants and actually made formulas from these plants for healing purposes of hair, skin, diet, muscles, tendons, healing. I mean, things that, people are all natural, baby. I do this. But yeah, I have formulas that I created by studying and understanding what each plant does and its purpose, and which plants work together to create a formula to work a medicine for a formula. And aloe vera is a staple for me. I keep that on deck. I mean, you have to. Every household should have an aloe vera plant. It's
Most
just
definitely.
important because there's so many. If you get a burn, as a matter of fact, I'll give you a story. My daughter was cooking because she thinks she's a great cook. She really is. She's excellent. I have to say that. But she put I was helping, and I put a pan on top of the stove, and she was close by me and turned, and the pan touched her bare skin, and it burned her. It was a bad, had I not had that aloe vera on deck, we might have been at the hospital that night.
Yeah, probably.
But what I did was I went and cut. First of all, I asked the aloe vera, may I have a piece of it? Because I talk to my plants and definitely, respect. But I asked for permission, and I received it, and I put that aloe vera on my daughter's back, and I put a bandage over it. The next day, it had already began the healing process. Yes, a burn that would have probably led her to the emergency room
And full of debt.
period.
Yeah.
Give me that cash.
Yep.
I mean, cashless society. I digress. But anyway, yeah, it definitely saved us money and time and healing. I mean, because she was fine the next day as if it didn't happen. Now, she definitely had to go through the whole scarring and all of, not scarring, but healing process where there was still something there to see. But yet, the process of healing had already began, and the pain was gone of the burn and everything.
Praise God.
Yeah, it was amazing. And she even was like, I love aloe vera. I said, I'm sure you do.
It's funny because if you look at your ingredients on everything you buy, they put aloe vera on almost everything anyway.
You are absolutely correct. They really,
just
really
grow
do.
your own and you don't have to spend no money.
You heard me. You heard. It's bananas that people are not reading the ingredients and things that they're ingesting in their bodies. I mean, I might spend more time at the grocery store. That might be the reason why I hate going, because I gotta read all of the things that I'm buying to before I feel comfortable with purchasing them. And I really suggest other people start doing that as well, because there's so many things that are in these products that we're consuming that are not beneficial to us in any kind of way. And if you don't know, you're just going to eat it, and then you figure out why you're not feeling well or why your body is behaving this way and that way. And you know, you don't look into the ingredients, so therefore you're gonna have to deal with the consequences of those things. You know,
that happened to me as well when I started looking at the ingredients to water.
Ooh.
And
aqua?
Yes, water, H2O.
H2O.
And I found myself, even in the grocery store while I'm looking at the water to find out what's in it, I find myself leaning more towards budget than what's in it. And I see that a lot of people make this same mistake. They figure, well, like for example, I drink Aquafina. Aquafina is not cheap, but it don't have chemicals in it. So it boils down to, do you want to drink chemicals and kill yourself, or do you want purified water?
Facts. Now, I don't drink Aquafina. I drink alkaline. I wish I had a bottle with me. I'd show it to you. I start at 7.6 and I go all the way up. All the way up. Now, I don't know about Aquafina because I really don't know where it lies on the scale of on the pH scale, but I'm gonna bet that you might want to switch to the organic water, which is alkaline water, because I don't think it's there. So
it might not be.
And I'm so grateful that he bought up Aquafina. I mean, not Aquafina. I'm sorry, water, because in order to grow anything, you have to give it hydration. That's people or plants.
Yep.
And water is so essential to our existence, our bodies. It is the main source of everything that we are and what we do. It is the main thing on the planet. Above all things is water. Yep. So it is vitally important that you understand getting water in your body, even if even if it's Aquafina, hydrate yourself. Real talk. I'm gonna stick to my alkaline, and I advise you to, but no judgment. Water is the most essential thing. Stop drinking out the tap, though.
Yep. Good
Lord.
We don't drink out the tap in our house.
We used to when we were kids.
Yeah.
I even drank out of the water hose. I was happy with running to grab the water hose and just that was my thing, you know.
Me too.
I didn't want to go in, so I drank out the water hose.
Me too. Coldest water is outside.
Man, you know, and my great grandmother, I was telling you about her farm, she had a well. And, and that water was pretty good.
That's definitely the way to do it right there.
You know, she had a well, but you know, it went dry. The well ran dry. when you don't cultivate something, that's what happens. It dries up and dies,
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, but it is important that, with him mentioning water is so valuable and vital to our existence. Please, please, please hydrate your bodies. Most people become ill because they are dehydrated and don't know that they are.
Yep.
When you feel thirsty, you're way past dehydration.
Yep.
This is facts. This is science. So go look that up. Research that for yourself. If your body is thirsty, you're past dehydration. You need to hydrate your body like immediately, because it may turn into something else if you don't.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm going to give you, because I truly believe in helping those that are listening. And you can take this, write this down, journal it. You can put this in your repertoire of ways to stay healthy. But I'm gonna give you a daily ritual formula for me that has sustained me for a very long time, and it keeps me very, very healthy. And I normally don't give out my tactics. I told y'all that before, but it's vitally important that people understand being healthy, especially today with all the things that's happening in our world, with all these viruses and diseases that's moving around amongst us. It is vitally important that we get our immune systems up so that these things don't attack us and we don't have to be plagued with these viruses, COVID-19, Delta, Lambda, Alpha, Beta, Data. I mean, I sound like I'm about to Psycho, Alpha, Disco, Beta, Bio, Aqua, you know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me. I'm just saying, but I digress. But yeah, I'm gonna give you this formula so that you can kind of get an idea of things that are beneficial to you, and it can help you sustain yourself. Do you have anything that you would like to add before I give this formula to the people? Because they getting ready to go crazy. The crowd's gonna go mad when I give it to them.
I would just say, just do it. Be a doer, not just a hearer, and just stay consistent with it. I mean, I learned doing this that food tastes 100% different.
Yes, it does.
When you grow it organically.
Yes, it does.
So that ought to, let you know what's going on in the world when it comes to your food.
Absolutely. And I mean, I agree with him 1,000%. A tomato from your garden is way different from the tomato from the store.
Yes, it is.
It don't even have no juice to it at the store no more. I'm like, what is this? This is, I'd rather not even eat it most of the time. And if okay, I just got to say this. If it doesn't have a seed, it is not real. I just gotta say that again. If it doesn't have a seed, it is not real. So I know everybody like all these seedless grapes and seedless watermelon and seedless this. If it doesn't have a seed, it's a GMO.
Yes,
Facts.
it is.
Everything in this world was produced by seed.
Yep.
Everything. There's absolutely nothing that's alive that wasn't produced by seed. And that means you too, ladies and gentlemen, you too was created by a seed. Go ask your daddy.
Most definitely.
So, I know it tastes good because it's designed to taste good. But you're not getting real food when it doesn't have a seed. They have this one type of grape that I've been seeing everybody go crazy about. It's called cotton candy grapes.
Never heard of it.
I know, right? Just because you're organic.
Never heard of it.
But if you go to the grocery store, they're there, and they look scrumptious. They look so plump and green and or purple, and they look so good. But guess what? They don't have not one seed in it. As a matter of fact, if you find a seed, a bunch of grapes that got seeds in them, grab them fast, because almost everywhere you go, you cannot find grapes with seeds in them. All of them are seedless.
That's because man is mass producing our food, and they're grafting different plants together to create new and better plants, but that necessarily is not the way to go, because if God created every plant with seed bearing plant inside of itself, then there's no reason for man to be touching it.
Speak. I mean, it can't get no clearer than that. I mean, it just doesn't get any clearer than that.
Most definitely.
So there you have it. Well, I'm getting to this formula though, because y'all need this to get yourselves better. I'm going to start with colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is an antibiotic. It is a natural antibiotic. It is the only thing that the pharmaceutical companies cannot touch, because it has been grandfathered in since, I forget the year that it was grandfathered in. And the pharmaceutical companies cannot put their hands on colloidal silver. So it is a natural antibiotic. If you do this daily, you ain't gonna really need, and it's a supplement too. You can take it as a supplement. You're really not gonna need to be dealing with a whole bunch of other types of pharmaceutical things like amoxicillin and all of those things. Because your body you have antibodies in you from taking this supplement of colloidal silver.
Yep.
Some people can make it at home. That's how heavy it is, and that's why it can't be touched. Zinc. Zinc is another thing that you have to get in your body, and there are a lot of plants that provide you with a great source of zinc. Mushrooms, I am a huge fan of mushrooms, love mushrooms, and zinc is in there abundantly. So make sure you guys get that in your diet as well. And just pull up, if you don't know how to research it, I'll give you a hint. Plants that contain zinc. Then it'll pull up a list of plants that have zinc in them, and you choose which one you like the best, and you eat abundantly. Eat it abundantly. I'm sorry.
They tell you that information on the plant seeds as well. What nutrients
is in it? Yeah. See, there you go. I mean, he is a grower, a cultivator, so he knows these things. I didn't know that. So
yep, it's on the back of the seeds. It tells you what kind of, like, I'm growing a raspberry bush and a blackberry bush, and it tells me that it's high in vitamin A, B, C, and D. Ooh. And it has some other nutrients in it as well.
And most of the berries are, and elderberry is part of that class as well.
It is.
Elderberry is so bad. Make sure you get black elderberry though. That is it is a difference, because the black of the berry is sweeter than juice. Y'all know that. But elderberry is extremely beneficial to your immune system. Selenium is another one. It is what we are made out of. My copper colored people, we are made out of selenium, and it is one of the things that creates our melanin. It's part of our melanin development. So put that back into your body and make sure it's abundant as well. Vitamin D and C. So you need those two together for them to be all powerful. Vitamin D works best when you have C with it. You can take them separately or one without the other, but if you want the optimum benefit of both of those vitamins, vitamin C and D work very, very well together. And then of course you want vitamin B, all the B's in your your repertoire, in vitamin E and A, for eyesight, for just keeping your lymph nodes and everything functioning properly. That is very beneficial. And so is iodine. Oh yes, iodine. If you're having any type of lymphatic problems, you may need iodine, not salt, because there is a difference. Don't be going to get table salt with the little lady in the umbrella and start, I won't use salt because she said iodine. No, period, no. Get iodine. It is a difference. Put that in your body because it will help restart to repair that lymphatic system that is you're suffering from, and that really is a huge thing. Huge part of your immune system is your lymphatic system. And then chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the same thing that the cultivator over here been talking about the whole time.
Some plants as well.
Yeah, that's what plants are made of.
Yep.
Chlorophyll.
Yep.
Get it in your body, y'all. And last but not least, oil of oregano. Ah,
Delicious herb.
yeah. Well, I have had so much fun with the Soul Chaser and talking about cultivation and making sure that we give information to the people to understand how important it is for us to grow, cultivate, grow, and harvest these things for the optimum health of ourselves and our communities.
Most definitely.
So but I want you to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to you first, Soul Chaser, and if you want to
Appreciate it.
plug yourself real quick before we leave out of here, go right ahead.
Well, it's not really much to plug. Just be on the lookout for the garden membership, because that's something I do desire to do. When I got started doing this, I realized that nobody should be suffering from homelessness, or people should be feeding themselves. There's no excuse for why people are hungry. So either you're just lazy or you just don't want to do nothing to better yourself. So,
And there you have it. But yeah, we'll probably have him back on, and he's part of the Black Portal Power squad as well, because he's the one doing our YouTube videos, and he's dope at it, as you can see. But we got to get out of here. It's been such a joy. I always give a shout out to BSB Radio for having us.
Most definitely.
And providing a platform. And you are listening to Black Portal Power. Open your mind, free your soul, for the portal is always open.
Let go to grow. Let go to grow. Let go to grow. Oh yeah. Let go to grow. Yeah. Oh. With some love and attention, we gon' live off our garden. We don't need your permission. We gon' follow our hearts, yeah. To all my indigo children, fighting for freedom, we gon' pledge allegiance to new nations that give birth through these creations. Get to the root of our traumas before they branch out and grow wild through the forest. Chopping down trees of the ganja to ground my energy and reconnect with Mother Gaia. Out the womb to the moon, watch me soar. Tell Oshun, let it rain, let it pour. The earth gon' drown in the floods of love. Love. Let go to grow. Let go to grow. Let go to grow. Oh yeah. Let go to grow. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
not a prison, and life is not a sentence. I hope you feel it in your spirit. Just a moment of silence and a moment of stillness can heal it. I meditate for some minutes, I medicate and replenish. I got pain in my veins, but ain't no break in my spirit. Ain't no break in my spirit. I celebrate cause I'm living. Feel like my trauma is karma, but I'm embracing the feeling. If you don't feel it, you can't heal it. Your mind is not a prison, and life is not a sentence. I hope you feel it in your spirit. Just a moment of silence and a moment of stillness can heal it. Just a moment of silence and a moment of stillness.
Let go to